We all talk about the future, right? But what if I told you that in English, how you talk about it says a whole lot about what you're thinking right now? Today, we're going to dive into one of the trickiest parts of the future tense, that classic battle between will and going to. Get this right, and I promise you'll instantly sound more natural. So think of it like this. You've got two paths to talk about the future, will and going to. But here's the catch. They are not interchangeable. Nope. They signal totally different things. One is for a future that's already kind of in motion because of a decision you made in the past, while the other is for a future you're creating in this very moment. And that's the big question, isn't it? What are the rules here? When do you pick one over the other? Well, by the end of this little session, you are going to know exactly which one to use and why. So let's get into it.
Okay, first up, let's tackle going to. The main idea you need to grab onto here is that this form of the future is always connected to the present. It's for plans you've already made or predictions based on something you can see right now.
This strong connection to the present is literally everything. We use going to for two main reasons. First, for plans and intentions that you decided on before you even started speaking. And second, for predictions that are based on real, tangible evidence, like what you can see, hear, or feel right now. So when you say this, what you're really telling someone is that this plan is already set. You're not just thinking about it now, the decision is already in your past. You've probably already called them, maybe it's marked on your calendar. It is a settled plan. And here's another perfect example. She isn't just deciding to start a new job on the spot. No way. That decision was made a while ago. The contract is probably signed, the start date is confirmed, you see? The future action is just the result of a plan that's already in place. The classic example of a prediction based on solid evidence. You're not just taking a wild guess here. You're literally looking up at the sky, you're observing those dark, heavy clouds, and you're making a logical conclusion. The evidence is right there, in the present, making your prediction feel almost like a certainty. All right, so going to is all about those plans and evidence. Now let's completely switch gears and talk about will, which, well, it works on a totally different principle. This is the future of spontaneity, of promises, and of just plain old gut feelings. So if going to links the future to a plan you made in the past, will connects the future to the present moment of decision. It's for choices made on the spot, for offers, for promises, and for predictions that come from your personal belief system, not from any external proof. Okay, this is a perfect spontaneous decision. You didn't wake up this morning with a plan to answer the phone at exactly this time. Of course not. It rang, and you decided to act right now. The decision and the words are happening at basically the same time. That's a job for will.
And here, will is carrying some serious weight. It's the weight of commitment. This isn't just a casual plan, it's a promise. So when you really want to show that you're certain and personally obligated to do something in the future, will is the natural, powerful choice.
Now, think back to our dark clouds example. When you say this, is there any visible evidence right now that he's winning? Not necessarily. This is a prediction based on your opinion or your belief, maybe based on what you know about him. You'll notice that phrases like I think, I believe, or I expect are super often followed by will because they signal a prediction from your gut, not from current proof.
Okay, we've looked at them both separately. Now it's time for the main event, the head-to-head showdown. Honestly, seeing them right next to each other is the best way to make these differences really stick in your mind. So here's the big summary. Going to is your go-to for pre-existing plans and predictions based on evidence. Will is for those spontaneous decisions, promises, and predictions based on belief. See, it all comes down to the reason behind your words. Is it based on past planning or present impulse? All right, pop quiz time. Let's test this out. Your friend holds out a box of biscuits and asks, "Would you like one?" What's your immediate natural response? Think about the timing of your decision.
And the answer is, I'll have one. But why? Because your decision to eat that biscuit was made in that very moment, as a direct response to the offer. It wasn't a pre-existing plan, was it? It was a spontaneous choice. That's a perfect use of will.
Let's try one more. The situation is different now. You have the tickets sitting in your email. You made this plan days ago. Someone texts you, "What are you up to tonight?" How do you tell them about your concert plan?
You'd say, I'm going to the concert tonight. Why? Because you already bought tickets. The plan existed way before this conversation ever started. This is the core job of going to, talking about things that are already arranged. Nailed it.
Great. So now that we've seen the difference in action, let's put this all together into a simple toolkit that you can use anytime you're stuck and not sure which one to pick.
Here it is. 4 super simple questions. If your answer to question 1 or 2 is yes, you should probably use going to. But if the answer to question 3 or 4 is yes, then your best bet is will. This little mental checklist can guide you to the right choice almost every single time. But of course, understanding the rules is just step 1. To make it totally second nature, you got to practice. So pay close attention when you're watching movies or shows. How do the characters talk about their plans? Or try recording yourself talking about your week ahead, or just keep a little journal. That active use is what really builds fluency.
And that's our breakdown. The real goal here is to move from actively thinking about the rules to just feeling what sounds right. So let me ask you, using what you've learned, what are you going to practice first? Thanks for sticking with me on this one.